over 5 hours on public transport to get home. It's lucky the weekend was pretty damn awesome. I met a lot of very nice people. In fact, the name Grumpy Old Wargamers was rather misleading because everyone there was very nice. And I would like to thank everyone that had a hand in organising it and making it fun, including all the Tabletop Nation staff, who were very energetic. Rather than just coming home and dying, though, I'm going to upload maybe 2 videos tonight, and then over the next few days I'll get the rest of them up with any luck. The first one I think is going to be the journey, and my recaps at the end of each day, so enjoy. I do not have the energy at the moment for any comedic stylings. Deal with it. So, just when I want to relax, it turns out that my phone devoured my recap of day 1 that I did at the end of the day. I was planning on doing a full recap video anyway, so I suppose this will end up being it, kind of. Okay, what did I do on day 1? Well, I got there and entered my entry. That sounded really lame. Entered my entry. This is what happens when I'm tired. Anyway, I did that into the painting competition. I was not successful, unfortunately. The judges were obviously looking for skill and talent and application of techniques rather than over-the-top ridiculous humour. If only somebody had told me that sooner. Darn it. Anyway, what else did I do? I played a game of Dreadball, a demo game, and I was pretty much sold on it immediately on the spot. The rules seem incredibly simple, and I won. Yay! Well, I was the humans, and I was against some other guy with his orcs, and most of my players were killed in the first couple of turns. Just completely killed. I was rolling nothing but 1s for the first few turns. He advanced down the board, killed nearly all my players, and then scored a point. At this point I learned that in Dreadball, when the opponent scores, or you score for that matter, the ball comes straight back on in the middle and the players don't reset. They stay in their positions. So all his tough, big bruiser players were right at my end of the board. So I was just alone with the ball, virtually, in the middle of the table. So I was able to pick it up, walk into a scoring zone, and because of my horrendous luck, this was overheard by Warren of Beasts of War fame, and he demanded to be able to let me use a couple of lucky dice. And they were lucky because I rolled the requisite numbers, and I won the game, 2 points to 1. I then went and bought it, because it seems like a lot of fun. And if the people that I'm trying to teach to play it also find it's fun, then I'll buy the expanded rules pack with the referee and everything. I may have bought that yesterday, but it wasn't in stock. Apparently the guy doing the demos for Dreadball did too good a job, because too many people bought it. Let's see, what else did I do? Obviously I met lots of people, like all the Beasts of War guys, Joey Berry, and her boyfriend, Now, when they came in, they looked like a happy, secure couple, but I got the distinct impression that once he caught a glimpse of Zoe, his eyes started to wander a bit. So she wants to keep an eye on that one. Let's see who else. Spud, Bazooka J. Rambo, Templar's Crusade. And no, I totally did not record that later and add that piece in. How would I have forgotten to mention Templar's Crusade? Come on. Have some faith, people. What else happened on that day? Oh yes, the panel. Oh, before the panel actually, the Beasts of War studio tour, where I got quite an amusing picture taken. Because they started off just telling us a little about the history of Beasts of War, and then gave people the opportunity to sit on the set and get their picture taken with some of the crew. So while this was happening, I slipped out the back door, yes, and then I came back in dressed in my full Zoe get-up, to the horror of all concerned, I'm sure. And then I went and sat down next to Warren, put my arm around him, and for a minute there he was thoroughly embarrassed. But we did get this picture out of it. If there's no picture there, then I forgot to put it in. But I think I am going to remember, because it's very funny. And then was the panel, which I decided to do all the way through in character as Zoe. Now you may know that she kind of does this face expression, which actually starts to ache on the jaw and the neck after a while. So I had to hold that for the full half hour, 45 minutes, whatever it was. So that was fun. I did get some funny lines in there though. It's weird, when you're presented with questions that you're not expecting and you're in character, your mind, you just have to let it go, kind of go to lose yourself in the character. Because if you spend too long thinking about an answer, it's not going to sound natural, it just has to fire out. So because I've done that character so many times, I think it came off pretty well. Everyone else on the panel was pretty good as well. It was fun. If that's up on Beast of War yet, I'll put a link to it in the description. If it's not, I'll come back and edit it later and put one in there. Let's see what else. Oh yes, some of the guys, mostly Beast of War crew, were playing a card game called Citadels towards the end of the day. So I got in on some of that sweet, sweet action. And that was actually a lot of fun. I didn't win, surprisingly enough, since it was the first time I've ever played it. But I did hog the king a lot. I don't know whether that was a sound strategy, since I didn't win. And for some reason they all seem to be completely obsessed with killing the bishop. Make of that what you will. Anyway, I believe that's everything that happened on day one. If it's not, yo, and here I am in the hotel. Sunday morning. You can see the airport over there. Don't know if there's actually any planes in sight today. Maybe you can see one at the back there. There's a train station just there as well, so it's pretty close. And it's only about 5 minutes from there to the event location, so that's pretty sweet. Here's what I bought yesterday, after a demo game during which I was thoroughly impressed. It seems very easy to pick up, so I should have no trouble teaching other people how to play it. I'm going to do a full recap of everything that happened when I get home, probably. Just felt like recording something in the hotel itself so I can show you how luxurious it is. Look at this. A chair. No expense spared here. Then, oh yes, the TV. Hello. Oh, it's getting dark in here. It's going to look like found footage in a minute. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to be leaving in a minute. I'll try and get some more videos done today. I didn't get that many videos as such on this camera yesterday. A lot of the things I did were going to end up on other people's channels, I imagine. Like the panel, for instance. A couple of interviews, stuff like that. There's some funny pictures as well floating around on Twitter. I'm going to try and do some crazy Outback Kenneth stuff today. We'll see what people want to do with that. So, ta-ta! Yo! Before I begin, I should point out, this is, without a doubt, the sexiest video I have ever made. Not only am I barely clothed, I'm also in bed. Anyway, I'm back in the hotel after the second day of grumpy old Wargamers, so it's all over now, and it was pretty damn sweet. I already did the video recapping briefly what I did yesterday, so today, the first thing I did when I got there was have a demo game of War Machine, which, of every game I've ever seen, just to observe and look at the table, that game seems more complicated than any other. There's so many different cards and columns and whatnot, but once you actually play it, it's incredibly easy and simple. Which I've heard other people say, but I just didn't believe it for some reason. If I was looking to get into more games, then that would be near the top of the list, I'm sure. But right now, I'm struggling to find opponents for the games I already have, so we'll see. What did I do next? Well, I mingled for a bit and watched some of the games going on. And then I made some rather hilarious videos with the great Jojo Man and Spud. Yeah, those are going to be up and those are funny. Let's see, what did I do then? Oh yes, there was a large, ridiculous, make up your own rules, zombie apocalypse type game. Yeah, you'll have to look at Beasts of War to see that video. That was quite ridiculous. I did have to throw some dice at the zombies to try and kill them. I should tell you about the quality of the rules in that game. Let's see, what did I do next? I believe it was very shortly after that, actually. I made another very humorous video, this time with Warren and Justin of the Beasts of War. That is a good one. I wasn't convinced we were going to get time to make that, but those lovely gentlemen made time for me. Isn't that nice of them? And then I was extremely tired by that point, so I mostly just sat around and did nothing. I think over the last 2 nights I may have had 7 hours sleep at the most. My brain has tricked me into thinking that I only need that many hours. 3 hours a night? It's not really ideal, is it? Hopefully I can get my brain back into the correct way of thinking and treating me like a normal human being who needs 8 hours. I'd take 6 at this point though. Tomorrow morning I'm going to be getting up and leaving the hotel and getting on a train, and then getting off the train and getting on the tube, and then changing for a different tube, and then getting off that and getting on another train, and then getting off that and getting on a tram, and then getting off that and then walking. It's going to be a fun journey home. But I would say this experience was definitely worth it, and if they do this again every year, then I will definitely attend. And I'm going to talk to some people and find out what the possibilities are of doing a northern version of this event. Because us up in the north, we need some love. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that while being so sexy in bed, should I? Anyway, I think that's just about everything. So, see you later.